Here we are again with part 2 about fixing a Behringer effect pedal. So in the meantime, these are the news. I recoiled a transformer I used to have around, strong enough to supply 600 milliamps, and because I really don't understand what they say when they are asking for 9 volts AC, because this can be RMS. Okay, so this is the primary, and here I have the secondary one. I made 6 outputs to be sure that I can fit the right power. If you remember, yesterday I had this little transformer supplying like 10 volts, 10 point something, and under load the voltage went down to 6 volts. Hopefully that was the problem, or this is the problem with the pedal. But for now, let me check the outputs. So I recall this is the 0 volts. Maybe I should put a label or something. This one. It's no danger to work with these guys. Around 8.1. 11.67. This guy here. Output number 2. 13.5. Okay, what's next? This one probably 15.3. It's a kind of old Chinese work. And finally the end of the coil, which is 17.4 volts. Okay, I have a hum here, you know. This is because I got no lacquer or no varnish to keep the things steady. So I'm just experimenting. So here we have the voltages. Now let me have a very decent consume or load. So that's why I'm gonna have these bulbs 3.3 now. In series, okay, these two guys, 5.7 ohms, obviously to the biggest, like that. We can even count our load in amps. Oh, this one, 330 milliamps. So we know with the load at 5.5 ohms or something, we go to 330. The interesting part of the things. If I connect this and I have a steady 300 milliamps load or consumer, let's see what's happening with the voltages. Let's start with this big guy. Now here I have a 15.4. So it used to be 17 point something, turns to 15.4. Let's take them one by one. 8.1 volts goes to 7.2. Okay, next 10.3. 10.3, then 13.6, which gives me now 10.7 only? No, 11.9. 0.9, and where is 15? Oh, here I have the 15 one. 13.62. Yeah. What about, let's say, the machine said it needs 9 volts. If I'm connecting the bulbs from the input to this guy here, which is supposed to be 11 in open, now I have from 11.6 to 10.7 volts. Yeah. So I believe I can use this one for effectively powering the effect, the pedal. You may say it's kind of improvised. Power on. Let me check the voltage there. We should have 11 point something. 11.6. Perfect. Okay. Now the moment of truth. You know, I took this pedal out, checking everything, because obviously it was not working, as you saw at the end of part 1. Now this is the output. Finally I found this is a linear voltage regulator. It's a 7805, probably supplying with 5 volts all the logical circuits and something. Okay, now there's the output. You see the output, it's working very clearly. You can hear that. Okay, ready? Yeah, everything is fine there. Let's plug this in. and power on. I heard the beep, and this is a good sign. And I have a hiss. I have a hiss. I don't like that sound changing, you know, that beep. I don't like that beep. But you know, it's very promising. I have a hiss. It wasn't there before. Okay, let me measure the voltage finally. The output of the transformer, 10.3. You know, it's taking a lot of power. Shall I risk it and go higher? This is 11.6. We can go up to 13.5. Shouldn't be any danger. What was that? No more beeping. But the hiss is still there. But what's nice, I don't have that crazy beeping anymore. So we can take the input or the power supply to a higher voltage. 13.5. You know something? Let me see how much, in fact, is this guy taking. That's a good sound. Almost 560 milliamps. That's a lot. Okay, if I'm here to 11.6, let's see. You heard that? Beep. 461. Yeah. Let me see this guy. Oh, this one, it's really hot. Let's do something about that. Anyway, I don't want to stress this anymore, so I'm going to have it back in no time. Yeah, I can improvise a kind of heatsink. It will do the job for a few minutes. Improvisation is the mother of creation. That's it. Now I have a kind of heatsink, 13.1 volts, and this will be the final supply. Good sound, but still have that beeping, annoying sound. Let me change the output. Same story. I have to say this one is kind of higher, and that should be the volume. That's it. Can't believe. Whoa, 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 wow. My God, too much signal. Oh! Kind of tremor. Is the pedal working? It should. There's the volume. I think that's the final result to have a good, reliable working pedal. Finally, to be secure, anything from, let's say, 10 volts to 12 volts will do the job. Absolutely AC. Okay, so I'm glad it's working. I'm gonna put it back in the case, and soon I'm coming with an idea how to put the switches back online. Probably a piece of metal, something like this, having this one out, and here a piece of metal, and that kind of switch, or even something like this, you know, with two poles, and then I can adapt kind of connector and have it separated. But I think the best idea will be a piece of metal with those switches tied in parallel with these guys right here. You see these two? We are in the business. New battery, of course. You see, I still have doubts. What if that 3-volt battery got something to do with a proper functionality of the pedal effect? I was thinking all night, and you know what's funny? I changed that battery a few hours before the last experiment, so it took like maybe 6-8 hours or something. After my opinion, that battery keeps the memory alive, the one where you can save your presets and your tweakings, I may call it. So what I want to do now, it's to redo the first power supply with this little transformer. Let's see if we have the same result or the same reaction, let's call it. If I recall, this little guy supplied like 10 point something volts. Yeah, I put the effect back together. So all I have to do is to check it again. You see, this is the transformer I used last night. Power on. Okay. Yeah. Evidently it's starting and it's working. Let sound. Where are you? I recall on preset number 2 we have. Oh yeah. Very clear. It's working. So no doubt. And now I will replace this transformer with the first used in this experiment. If the effect is working, then the battery was the one doing the magic. In fact, I didn't touch anything, I didn't solder anything. I checked the circuit a little bit, I cleaned it here there, but nothing. I didn't notice anything dangerous, special. So I may say my intervention is only physical. Okay, just a bit of, that's pretty good. I'll be careful not to touch anything. Power on. Let me check the voltage. I recall it was like 10.1 volts or something. 11.3. Power off. And same story. I recall it was starting, having all those booting sequence. Any sound? Nothing. Oh yes, so this is very clear. Well, I just thought maybe the battery's got a kind of roll here. No, 6.7. So this is very clear. This little guy can't supply enough power. And as we are here, let me check how many milliamps we have. Yeah, 270, 60, 70 something. So this is clear, not enough for providing the machine with the right power needs. Finally, now I clear my mind, and it's looking like the battery has got nothing to do with the functionality itself. So yeah, the single solving here, it's a really good transformer. This is the final one. I will use 11.6 volts, and that's it. I hope it's useful. If not, take it like entertainment. Anyway, this little guy will help me to teach my students about the effect, the idea of having an effect in conjunction with an electrical guitar and of course amplifier. Old, but for these purposes it's perfect. Like always, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like my channel. It's very important for me, and I'm waiting your comments too. And by the way, let me answer to one of the comments. One of my subscribers said, keep order on your desk. You know what's happening. I'm not a professional, so I don't need a proper, how can I say, order or way to do the things. You know, I'm just doing when I have time, when I'm in the mood, and everything else related to this situation. So I'm not doing these things day by day because I'm not living from this kind of things. You know, I'm just experimenting, and most of the time I'm having fun. You understand me? So that's why sometimes here, everywhere it's a mess, because that's the way I'm working sometimes. I'm extracting the good from the chaos. Still waiting your comments. Nothing else to do but until the next one, wish you well and have fun. See you. Bye bye.